Hey everyone, hello. I'm Jean-Paul. I work for Showsync, if you haven't guessed. Today we're here for the Videosync 2.1 live stream, and we have some new devices to show off and talk about, namely Gradient and video monitor, video recorder, and the color swap. Some very interesting devices. Of course, I'm not doing this by myself. I'm joined again by my colleague Tarik Barri. Hi, Tarik.
Hello.
Hello. As always, I will be looking at the chat, answering any questions during the live stream, and maybe we save some for the end, or I'll let Tarik know if there is a very urgent question for the topic at hand. But yeah, just stuff as usual, really, at this point, right?
Cool.
Are you ready to show some new things?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry, everyone, by the way, for the postponed live stream. We had some technical difficulties last time, so thanks for joining us again today, and thanks for your patience.
So cool. Sharing my screen. Is this working nicely?
Yeah, that's
great. Yeah. So new edition. And finally, we managed to get myself in the little corner of the screen. That's cool. Yeah, so Videosync 2.1 is out, which, yeah, I'm not going to go over everything that Videosync is. I'm just going to focus on these new features, but I guess I'm also will be playing around with some old features as well. Yeah, so we have the gradient became really nice, but I think first of all I want to show the color swap device, which I shall show by first using my webcam image, as I more often tend to do. So instrument, let's get the webcam in. Oh yeah, I got multiple webcams connected this time. That's gonna come into play later. But first, here, the MacBook Pro camera. And yeah, hello. Now here's gonna add the effect, the color swap. Well, actually, first maybe just to give an idea of what the color swap basically kind of is. It's a more advanced version of the keyer. So keyer is a device that we've had for quite some time, where you can say, let's actually filter on. Let's see. Yes, exactly. The keyer allows you to take a color. Let's choose a color here. I'm gonna take the water dropper, eye color, whatever this tool is. I'm going to select this color. Say I want to key that out. Of course, it's not a proper green screen, so it's not going to be super perfect at all. But here you see the basic idea. I chose the color of the background. I'm setting the tolerance. And then you see that this is keyed out. Let me go into Videosync settings just to show also what that keying out means in terms of alpha, in terms of transparency. Yeah, you see the background has become transparent as is indicated by the checkerboard background. So that's the keyer. The color swap is kind of a really weird multi-keyer. Based on the idea of swapping colors. But so this is the default mode that we now see as I'm dragging it in there. But I think that maybe first of all, I am going to go to just two colors. So here you see that I have three colors selected. So you see them over here. Let's make this first two, yes. And maybe I'm even going to show this more educationally by using a gradient first. So, just your regular gradient. Color swap will allow you to swap every 4 colors for 4 other colors, or in this case, it's going to be 2. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to choose basically right now, red is turned into yellow, green is turned into blue. So let's make this gradient red on this side and green on this side. So we see that this just happened. So let's maybe turn the red into green. And the green turns into red. And color swap off, color swap on. Oh yeah, actually, I basically inverted the colors. Yeah. So yeah, that's the very basic idea of what this color swap can do. Now let us go for another thingy that the color swap can do. I'm gonna drag a lava in here. So that's this image. I'm gonna mute the lava device. So it's not gonna, so I'm not gonna be using it directly onto the main output. Let's call this channel lava. And now let's say that instead of the red here, I want the lava image to appear. So I'm clicking on video. I say video from and lava. Bam. So now all green turns into this channel, into the lava channel, and all red turns into yellow. Now let's maybe take a Voronoi, drag it onto a new track. Also mute this one and Voronoi. I guess some people can already guess what I'm doing, and I'm gonna do it. Video from Voronoi. Great. Now we are having two images that I'm basically mixing through by just moving this gradient around. Now let's maybe do this with a third color. I'm going to turn off the color swap for a second, just to here establish that we're doing three colors. So turn off external, maybe make the feathering a little bit less. Okay, so let us make a third gradient, a second gradient, just to get a third color in here. So gradient over here. Which color? Let's make this one color. So then I click this link button to make it one solid color. Yellow. Well, let's make this blue. Let's make it a nice medium color. So blue. We turn the color swap back on. I see that blue is now considered to be red enough to be colored. No, let's see. Yeah, the red is now turned into Voronoi, green is turned into lava, and according to this color swap device, this, sorry, I just double clicked a little bit too much. This red, hello, stop. This blue is close enough to green for that to be covered by lava right now. I can turn the threshold off, and you see that it now changes. So with these threshold parameters, you can set how close does it need to be to this color to be swapped by the other color. So let's now take the third color, because I'm turning this color swap off. We see that we have red, blue, and green here. So I'm going to add the third channel, blue, which is now turned into red. Well, we're going to do another. We're going to do. Why not? Let's do the webcam in here. So, instrument, external in, webcam. Also mute you. So, as you guessed, this originally blue is now going to turn with video from. I'm going to set that to the webcam. So now I'm mixing between three different tracks with just this one gradient device. Yeah. And let's turn up the feathering. Yeah, so now it's a little bit more smooth. Or let's do something completely different here. Let's actually, so here we have a Voronoi as an image that I'm using in the color swap. But what if we, instead of this gradient, use a Voronoi for this? So, for, yeah, effect, Voronoi. Or you know what? I'm not gonna do it just yet. I'm just gonna put a wavy here first, because that's also kind of cool. I'm gonna turn the feather down a little bit. And let's turn off the color swap just to make absolutely clear what I'm doing. With the wavy, I can do this. So with color swap on, this now just started happening. More broken. And let's have it. No, I don't want to move. I just wanted to do a little bit of motion like this. Great. And let's turn up the feather again so it's a little bit more. Yeah, great. So let's put a Voronoi here instead of this gradient. So Voronoi, taking away these gradients that I placed here previously just to avoid any confusion. Let's completely fill this. And yes. Oh yeah, this is a dry wet. Sorry, I was clicking on the wrong one. But yeah, so you see that here now I'm just mixing between all these different images based on what's going on over here, based on this Voronoi. So we got a little bit of me, a little bit of lava, a little bit of Voronoi, all blended together in this interesting kind of a way. So color swap, so far you've seen that it can swap one color for the other, or it can swap one color for whatever other kind of track you got going in Videosync. What we can even do, maybe this is also nice. I'm gonna get a gradient back in here again. Another gradient. Again, I'm gonna make this one pure blue. Make this one. Have this one make a little bit of distance. And you're gonna turn red. Oh yeah. Let's see what I now want to do. We had red, you have green, blue. Okay, so we turn this into green. Great. I'm gonna take this webcam. I'm gonna use another webcam over here. So let's go into the instruments, external in. Let's get Lava and Voronoi out of the way. Webcam 2. Webcam 3. So device, let's have the HD webcam. Yeah, that's another webcam over here. Hello. And this one over here. Muting all of them. And so we got webcam, webcam 2, webcam 3. And now we can move between 3 different images of me. I mean, basically the same as I already showed, but I do think it's kind of cool to, to demonstrate that.
If I may interrupt here, actually, I just realized those are 3 different kind of webcams. right?
Yes.
Not identical ones.
Yes, right.
This was actually, in that sense, you could use different webcams, like different inputs with Videosync already. But now with 2.1, one of the new features is actually that you can use multiple of the same webcams. Right, because we see that ID number that's now new with Videosync 2.1, so you can very easily, if you have multiple of the same webcams, you can now actually use them with Videosync, because that was not really possible before. Just thought I should point that out while we're here.
Yeah, indeed. So if you have multiple MacBook Pro cameras, you'd see a MacBook Pro camera multiple times, but with different ID numbers. And now I'm going to, so I showed you now basically how color swap works as a multi-keyer, multi-mixer. But I'm going to go to a new set and show the same device in a slightly different kind of a way. So again, no, I don't want to have this camera. I want to have this one. Yes. Okay, a little more detail right now. I'm going to just go through the different parameters here. We got the general softness, which is the how smooth the different colors fade into each other. So here we have red turning into yellow, green into blue, blue into red, and I can make this very brutal or much more smooth. And here, as I showed you also, you can show the relative amounts. I can say I want this, well, a lot of this to have a lot of, let's say, dominance over here. I want to have a little bit less yellow, and I want this to be a little bit more smooth. You can also set the smoothness though per color. So this is the overall smoothness multiplier. But I can say that I want this yellow, I mean softness, that's the right term. So I want this yellow to be way more brutal, and maybe this blue as well, while this red stays relatively smooth, or the other way around. Yeah, so you're starting to see that things can get a little bit weird, and they can get a whole lot weirder within this device. Worth mentioning, and I'm going to go back to 2 channels right now. So now everything is either yellow or red. I'm going to turn the softness off to make this contrast very, very clear. We got the relative mode and we got the absolute mode. So this here, relative mode, means that all the colors in the image are going to turn into either any of these colors that are listed here below. So if I now go to 3 colors, you see the whole screen is becoming either yellow, red, or blue. Now it's either yellow or blue, and if I'm going to do it to 1, it's all yellow. If I say, and that, by the way, is in relative mode, where you can also see when I'm dragging this up, this here goes down. So everything that's not taken up by yellow is taken up by blue. Everything that's not taken up by blue is taken up by yellow. So that's also how they are relative. They just basically all combine to fill up the buckets into one big colorful whole. I can also go to absolute mode, where all of a sudden this works very differently. Now the yellow doesn't care about how much blue there is in the image. It will just take up whatever it wants, whatever this fits within the threshold. You also see that when I now do the same here with blue, it doesn't care where the yellow is. And also in this, let's go to this nice little in between. You see right now that here where the blue and the yellow are overlapping, those pixel values are just added on top of each other, so they become white. And here now also in this absolute mode, the pass-through becomes relevant, because this is basically the answer to the question, what happens to the colors that are not mapped right now? Are we going to pass through the original image, or are we setting this to 0%? And do we have only what has been mapped right now? So now, maybe way more, way less. Let's maybe now again add a third color, and now we got some red. Yeah, something like that. Let's maybe make it a little bit more smooth. Oh yeah. But I don't want the blue to be so soft. Great. Okay, something like that. That is the absolute mode. And actually, I personally do like very much what this thing looks like right now in terms of the extreme colors. But maybe, let's say for the red part, I don't want it to be fully all in that same monocolor brightness. Then for the specific red channel, I can separately define the mix of the brightness and the color. And by the mix, I mean, do I want this to be fully the output brightness? Do I want this to be fully the brightness of this red? Or do I want to keep the brightness of the original? You can't see this very clearly. Let's do it in the yellow domain as well. Yes, there it becomes very clear. It becomes even more clear when I take less colors. Maybe use more of the yellow. Now you see that this yellow image, if I go to fully output, this is just going to be one uniform yellow. If I go to 0, I'm keeping the brightness of the input image. Same now also for the color. If I set the color to 0%, now we see my original skin color again. But if I want to have the brightness of just the yellow, then we see my original skin color, but very bright. Let's say make this a little bit less. Yeah, now we see. So I turn this into red. I'm now saying I want the color of the input image, but the brightness of this color as I define it here. So now we get kind of like, we get my original skin color, but very flattened in terms of brightness. So now I'm going to turn it around again to something like this. Then there's also the gain. I can set the gain per color differently. And I'm going to go back to the default one again and maybe play a little bit with the colors in a different way. Actually, I like this to be somewhere in blue. And I'm going to go for the fourth color here as well, which is basically just says I want black to turn into black. Fine. How much black do I want? Less? More? I want to have a little bit more blue. I want to have a little bit more red. Oh no, sorry. The red was over here. Great. So all of these different channels within the color swap. By the way, I just imported a new color swap, so it's by default on relative mode. I now am going to apply some contour. The contour is this one over here, and there's a blur. They now look very, very similar, but I can show in a bit how they work differently. I can apply the contour, and now the contour applies to all different channels. You can also see that by the toggle, the contour button being on here on all four of them. So let's turn the contour off for the red. Great. I find my hair really, oh, it's a kind of like smooth, weird afro, but maybe let's also turn the contour off on the black. Great. And more on the other colors. So now we have something where some colors are very concretely placed, while others are more smoothing into each other. Now let's turn up the blur here as well, where I can also turn the blur off on specific channels. Okay, sure. Maybe less contour, more blur. Yeah, you see that maybe I want this to have a little bit less of that yellow. Or more? Wow. So, at this point, I myself barely know what's going on. I'm not even doing something that complicated. But that's also kind of the point of this device, that you can use it in a very subtle, hyper-precise way to do something akin to really fine-tune color correction. Again, if I now turn the brightness to the input brightness in all of these, then we get something that looks way more. It's not exactly subtle just yet, but sure, I can also just turn the dry wet down a little bit. Now, oh yeah, and maybe turn up the softness. Yeah. And I want things to be a little bit more red. I don't know, something like that. And the softness for the red specifically, I want to go down. Great. And a little bit less dry wet. So now this is more or less a more subtle color correction. Let's turn off the color swap. See? Maybe I like this color more. So it goes all the way from here to the complete more insane stuff that I showed before.
Yeah, that's very cool. I just wanted to interrupt again for a moment. There was a question coming in. I think this is a good moment for it. How would you add a video in the background swapping out the black? Because just a moment ago there were some really clear black parts as well in the image. And then how would you go about replacing that with another video, for example?
How would I replace black with another video?
Yeah, I think if we turn up all the brightness again from the mix, so if we just go back a couple of steps or undo, I think we'll eventually get there.
Let's undo.
Yeah, I guess like here maybe, where you have like the black on the left. Like let's say you want to turn that into another video.
Oh yeah, let's see. Okay, so that's this one. Yeah. So we do the same thing as we did previously. We get ourselves. I don't know. We can do an ISF shader this time. Show generators. Which one should show? Yeah, this cityscape. Why not? Let's do that. So off, and let's also give this a proper name. City. And city. Hey, wait! I don't like that. Oh yeah, that's because of all this contour and blur stuff. Okay, let's make this a little bit more clear. Black. Now you see that all the black turn into this cityscape. Maybe I want to actually do something else. Yeah, here. This is a little bit more clear. Now, see, the blackish cupboard on the left now turn into this. And I can go back into a little bit more subtlety. Yeah. And I got some nice rolls in my hair.
I love this. It looks really sick.
Yeah, yeah. What I really like about it is that it has some kind of like almost like lo-fi collage quality to it. Also, specifically, I guess because of this specific texture and background. Yeah, I like it too. You can get really creative with mixing and matching your images. And I think that maybe I want let's play around with this a little bit. I want the background, this background to become more like Voronoi. Which one was that? Was that you? Yeah, sure. Video. Let's Voronoi video from Voronoi. So maybe it's the blue, maybe this should actually become Voronoi. Voronoi, here video off. Yeah. Let's make this. I'm gonna set mixing here to alpha. Alpha through means that whatever's gonna come out of this color swap will have the alpha or the transparency value of what comes in. But I right now want to use the alpha value of the Voronoi. So let's maybe show that with the checkerboard background. So Voronoi has this transparency there, and I want to use that transparency within this color swap. So I want whatever the incoming image is, I want this here to override this transparency that was there before. So that's why I'm setting alpha to mix. And what do I want to do here? Let's add a blur, bokeh, make you guys a little bit smaller, maybe make you guys a little round, a little bigger, round. And I want you to become fine, yes, something like that. And please move around. No, not like that, like that. Yes. Okay, so just a little bit of fun that I'm having here with this one. I think now might be a good time to go into. Actually, there's still a whole bunch of stuff here to show with the color swap that I could show, which I won't get into right now.
Can I just one more thing, just for funsies? There was a question: would you be able to put the Voronoi into the polka dots? And I think that's as easy as putting the color swap on Voronoi. Sorry, putting the color swap on the ISF shader track, and then replacing the black with the Voronoi.
So again, what was the question? Could I?
Would you be able to put Voronoi into the polka dots?
What does that mean to put it into the polka dots?
Well, you have the dots from this shader, right?
Yeah.
So now if you put a color swap on here, on this track.
Okay, I can put another color swap on here for sure, yes.
And you can just swap the black of those dots with a sidechain input of the Voronoi. Does that make sense?
We can just see what happens.
Yeah, let's try.
Already some interesting stuff is happening here. It's becoming weirder. Yeah, let's just add some video from wherever. From itself. Is this now going to become some kind of a...
There's no green in here probably. So maybe we should mute the first track and just view the second track. So I think we should unmute the second track and just mute the first track in the mixer. Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
So now, because it's just black and white, right? If you turn off the color swap.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So now if you swap the black of the dots.
Okay, let's do that. So we got white over here. We got black over here.
Yeah, exactly. We just have two colors.
Yeah. Look at that. We got something going on here.
Well, we're getting there. We just need two colors, I think.
Yes, we have two colors.
Oh, there you go.
And this one's going to become Voronoi.
Well, that's the white. I should replace the black.
Okay, sure. New Voronoi. And we can also just need to do none here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Now you have
Yeah, here we got ourselves some Voronoi sparkly. Yeah.
So cool. Thanks.
Nice.
I think that answers the question.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Who knows how far you can even go if you're gonna. We were just now flirting with it, but I'm sure you can do all kind of stuff with color swaps, taken in other color swaps, and then feedbacking into weird ways back into the original color swap, but now with another color. I don't know. Well, like there's probably all kind of insane constructions you can make here that I've never even seen or thought of, because. Even though we're creating the tools, doesn't mean that we fully understand their true potential. That's for you guys to figure out. And maybe also for myself at some point, but I haven't done it yet in any case. Gradients. Let's put it on the... So we got the gradients that we all know and love. This is the gradients as it's already existed previously, before 2.1. And now I'm gonna show the new stuff that's been added to it. So we had the feather already and the angle, but now what we have is also a curve parameter where you can turn this linear gradient. Hey, that's beautiful to see. I see right now that over here there's apparently a little bug, because look at the curve. This is supposed to show what's going on over here, but look at that. See? On this side it's all working fine. On this side there's a bug. So sorry, but it does work in the output. So yeah, we got this curve parameter, and there we got a repeat parameter, which says that this is about how often the same gradient pattern is going to be repeated. So let's add a bunch of them. Basically, we got ourselves a shape generator right now. So now it's a gradient, but it can also be just a very specific type of circle. If I turn up the feather, you see more of its original gradient roots again. Let's do this. Less. Yes. And we still also have the spacing. I'm gonna now turn the background, the checkerboard background off. Yeah. Yeah, we still got the spacing, and then also here with the repeat, you can have a whole bunch of or go back to its original mode. Less spacing, please. Yeah, we have this. This is the linear mode. We got a conical version of this as well. Let me put the anchor in the middle, spacing to 0. Angle. Radius, which shows yeah, the radius of an inverted part of this gradient. If I'm turning up the feather, you can see, and it becomes more of a proper gradient again, albeit with a very specific shape. And again, the repeat. If anybody of you guys saw the intro video, or the trailer for the Videosync release, for our latest Videosync release, then these shapes must look quite familiar. Less feather. Now we got ourselves a weird sun. Yes. And we're gonna go to the radial. No more repeat. Which is basically a circle that, with the stretch parameter, can turn into a more linear gradient. So again, the linear gradient can go from linear to more circular. The radial one can go from circular to more linear. And again, we got our repetition stuff. We got our, oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, just stuff to experiment with. Just like with the color swap, I can easily get into modes here where I also don't quite know anymore what was going on. And that's the fun of it as far as I'm concerned. Oh yeah, also, of course, this is lovely. Let's do something complicated. Just to show how we can simplify things once we complicate them. And we have a Voronoi. Let's put a lava on top here as well. Set that to yes. Great. So we got ourselves a chain of stuff here, and I may be confused about exactly what is happening. Maybe at this point, what's the image like here? Now we finally have a way to show what's going on in every part of the chain with our video monitor device, which shows you exactly what the image looks over here. Let's copy this one to over here. So now great, we see what's happening at this point. We see what's happening on this point. And we get to see what's happening at this point. Great. So we get to way more intimately than previously explore the signal flow of what we are doing. Of course, in this specific case, this wasn't necessarily super needed, but I've definitely been in many situations where I got a whole bunch of tracks interacting with each other, and something really cool comes out. And even though I'm very familiar with my own sets, I keep on making mistakes of like, oh no, I need to decrease the brightness on this track, not on that track. And with a video monitor, you can much more quickly see what it is that you're doing and what the effects are. Similar to the video recorder, the video monitor, also the video recorder will show what's going on, but it's a recorder. So here I can say what the file name should be. File name is hello 2.1. And I can just let's give it something to record by adding some motion here, maybe changing the colors a little bit. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit fast. Okay, cool. So now hello 2.1.mov. I'm recording it. Great. File saved. Let's actually now look for it. Hello 2.1.mov. Hello 2.1.mov. Oh yeah, here you can already see photo from apps. See, there she is. So I just made a nice video recording, and also this records audio as well. So if I put this on my master track, once I got a nice little video clip going on, I can just press record and you'll have your audio and video synced, and that saves you a lot of trouble because it was a little bit more complicated previously. And also, if you might want to take audio from another point in the set than this specific point, you can choose to have a sidechain, and then here you can choose your other audio source if you want to have it synced. For instance, you want to record the master outputs, but you for some reason want to have only the bass drum. So then here you can select your bass drum track, and that'll be your video clip.
For sure. Oh, could you bring it back for a second?
I can.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on top of it now. Shit.
Yes.
I'm obfuscating it with the live stream, but
okay.
Can you slide to the right a bit? Not sure if that's going to help, but anyway.
Let's try. I can just move this like this.
Yes, thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. That looks great. So right now as well, with the input for the
Right.
the track, you know, at the top there is an input option. It currently says chain, so it will literally record whatever is currently in this chain, so whatever is to the left of this device, which also means that you can put it inside of a rack if you just want to record a specific layer inside of a rack, for example, if you really want to go crazy. So it will, if you want to record the total output, because right now we just have one track, right? But if you put it on the main track, when you have a bunch of tracks, it will just record, of course, the total output. But if you put it on an individual track, it will record at whichever point it is within the chain, right there. And indeed, what I think Tarik is going to show right now is that the device can also just receive siphon or spout inputs from other software.
Yeah.
So if you want to record audio from live with video from software like Touch Designer or something like that, then you can use Video Recorder for that as well, without Videosync running even. So
yeah, it's a general purpose recorder that works very nicely with Videosync, but can even run without Videosync. And indeed, as Jean-Paul just said, I just made a little Touch Designer thing. I opened the standard one and added a siphon out here. That's going to be going to my second screen. It appears here. And look at that, we got ourselves the siphon. So now I can record this siphon thingy as well, together with the audio, or yeah, so that I can do as well.
Just that. I thought I got an interesting question here. What's the most optimal recording and settings to get the highest quality with the lowest file size for running? Okay, well, that file size is kind of a different question, but I thought it would be interesting to answer the highest quality one, because we made the little trailer, of course, for Videosync 2.1, and we recorded it using the video recorder device. And I'm not sure if anyone noticed, but the video is 4K and 60 FPS on YouTube. And that's not necessarily because Videosync was able to draw that many frames that fast at such a high resolution. I mean, it can, but it all depends on hardware and real-time recording, of course, so that can be pretty taxing. So what we did, and this is just a pro tip, is we divided the BPM of the live set by 4, and then we did the recording. And then in another software, like DaVinci Resolve, for example, then we speed the recording back up, and that's how you can get a really smooth frame rate, even though it's still it was a real-time recording.
Yeah, so to show that in action, this is the original video as you recorded it. But because non-real-time recording is still not an option, we can't just say export the video and it'll do this perfectly. We want to have super high frame rate, super high resolution. So indeed, instead of 87.10, which is the exact BPM of this track, what is 87.10 divided by 4 is... Wait, what? Oh, it must have a comma. I find it so weird. Okay, 21.775. So 21.775, and we recorded it like this, basically. Oh, wait, before I do that, we need to warp this one. Warp Complex Pro. Let's make it sound interesting. And again, what was it again? No, I don't want to do repeats. I don't know what exactly it was, 0.65, whatever, something like that. And again, let's go. And I really like a track like this as well. I have a hard time saying which one I prefer because I seriously think it's really great. And yeah, so basically we recorded like this in slow motion, and then in DaVinci Resolve we indeed sped it up 4 times again, so it became completely regular again. So this is how you can make your own high quality recordings as well. That will yeah, without having an insanely bulky computer.
Yeah. It just needed more reverb, the slow one.
Sure, yeah.
What's the best way to change the video resolution when I record it and I'm not happy with the size? Well, the size of the recording is determined by the setting in the preferences, or in the settings window is called these days. So if you go, could you go into the settings window? Right now it's set to same as window, so make sure it's not set to this be the same resolution as the window, because then it will literally be the same size as the window on your screen.
Yeah, the video now recorded is 500. Yeah, exactly. 525 by 377 pixels, which, unless that's exactly what you want, might not be a good idea.
No, not a great format, probably. So in that case, set resolution to a specific resolution from this list.
Yeah, and so here we set, for this recording, that we set it to this 384, yeah, just 4K.
Yeah, just 4K. We sent that to the recorder, exactly. And then by recording it in such a slow BPM, gives us enough frame to turn it into a smooth 60 FPS video. One thing to take into account here, though, is that we just used, or Tarik used, 2 gradient devices and no instruments with envelopes, because of course this doesn't necessarily work with every device, especially if there's like envelopes that are based on milliseconds.
Oh, right. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
So in that case, it can work if you set it to beats, which you can do with all of the envelopes. So because that's all tempo related, so everything will slow down there as well.
Yeah, so let me also just show that with the squares, for instance, but the others also have it. So squares, here you see that there's a release time, so that's, slow. We can set it to milliseconds and you can set it to beats.
Yeah.
So I guess that means that if I'm now gonna see it slowly fade out, I guess that means that right now I'm gonna do this fast, then yeah, see, cool. So now this sped up, and now speeding that down again. This will be super slow again. Yeah. So yeah, great, nice tip.
Yeah, just something to be mindful of. I haven't thought about like modulators. Yeah, I guess that's the same thing. If you use like an LFO, like the Max for Live LFO from Ableton, if you can't set it to hertz, because that's all, again, millisecond based amount of vibrations per second. So in that case, you should have to set it to something that's tempo synced as well. I got a question that says, will it output an alpha channel to the recorder, I assume? And the answer is yes, but it depends on the codec you use to record.
Yeah, so let's go to this to the main output here. I think that right now let's see, check for background. Okay, great. So that's the of here. So let's go to the recorder, see what it shows on this main channel. Oh yeah, H.264 does not record alpha, but this one does. So you can already see it here. Now you see the alpha being part of the equation, and H.264 doesn't allow that. So yeah. Yeah.
Now, the only bummer is that I believe on Windows, H.264 and JPEG are the only supported codecs you can record at, which both don't support alpha. That's because it's a limitation of the max objects that are used for this device. So it's not really, it's kind of out of our control to add more codecs here, and that's more of a feature request for Cycling 74, who makes Max.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed it will one day be done.
One day, very soon. Firmly within our lifetimes.
Yeah. Yeah, but on at least on macOS you can use the ProRes ones.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Not sure if there are other questions, at least not at this point, I think.
Oh yeah, and maybe also just good still as a reminder, if you're on Windows and this doesn't work for you, I don't know, on Spout, is there there's a Spout recorder, right?
There's a spout recorder, but
Yeah.
you don't have any. I'm not sure you can even choose a codec in there.
Oh, okay, okay. I was just now showing like now we're on the Mac, so I can't show Spout, but can show just you can also take just an external recorder and always record from here as well. That's how it used to always be the case without the video recorder. So maybe if you use the Spout recorder on Windows, you can choose a codec that does do alpha, but apparently that's not the case. So I don't know. Yeah, it's still to be determined.
Yeah, I'm also not sure about OBS, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That's also worth checking if you're on
How
Windows.
many recorders can we have across different tracks chains simultaneously? As many as your computer will allow? I don't know, but as far as I know, you could have 50. Yeah.
Yeah. We have across different tracks chains.
Oh yeah, and by the way, if you then want all of them to start recording synchronized, so you got all your 50 recorders, I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but let's say that is a great idea and that it works perfectly. So you got all your 50 recorders, all recording, and you want all of them to start in unison, then you can say either punch in out, or basically right now record is set to any time, so it will record at any time that you press the record button. So let's get put file name here, blah blah. You see that this record button is ready to be pressed. It's not grayed out anymore. But if we say while playing, then it will wait. Then you can click ARM. So now it's ready to go. And you can do this with all your other 50 recorders as well. And then once you start playing, start recording. Yeah.
Yeah. And with
and the punch in, out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Actually, you explained that one.
Oh. Yeah, it's basically the loop brackets in the arrangement view. Those are the punch in and punch out moments, and those are also settable at the top of the screen.
As I'm doing right now,
just to the left of the loop icon there.
You mean yes?
Yeah, that's punch in.
Yes,
and so it just looks at these two times, and then it will start and stop recording at those two markers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Squares is in version 2.1. No, Squares has been around for a while already, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But for a very long time. But I think it only looked this way since version 2.
Yes, it got a very nice upgrade. Yeah.
GUI.
Yes. Nice job by Jean-Paul.
Yeah, that was fun to do. Yeah. Anything else from anybody? Or is there anything else you want to show, Tarik?
No, like if this were a creative session, I would now just be playing with insane constructions with the color swap devices, and using a whole bunch of monitors as well to still have some handle on what it is that I'm doing. But it's not. This was more of a demo thing. I think demo-wise, you got enough to sort of get going.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one like cute little thing we can point out that's also new is a rotation feature in external in and properties in Video Simpler. Just for completeness.
Okay, so for the external in.
Yeah, because previously this wasn't really possible to do other than with a transform device. But that would, how would you put this? You'd lose the original resolution of the input.
Mm-hmm. And now we can do this.
Yeah.
That's yeah, okay. That's if in case you got your webcam in portrait mode or whatever.
Yeah, and it's the same thing in properties device on audio track, so you can rotate video clips before they go into the whole effect chain. So there's no like you can get a much higher resolution rotation that way, if that makes sense. Yeah, there at the bottom of the screen. Yes. And the same thing in Simpler, like you can rotate videos in Simpler. Or for example, sometimes if you load a video in Simpler and it was recorded with a phone while you were holding it sideways, for example, Simpler wouldn't, or sometimes doesn't correctly interpret the orientation that it was recorded in the video. So now you can adjust it and make sure that it's in the right orientation.
Oh yeah, and now I can rotate this image, 90 degrees or whatever. And it now sets to scale to fit, but if I set it to scale to fill, yeah. And this specifically, this scale to fill, if you would do this in an old way by first having it on the default mode and then using a transform to flip it around, then you would have to zoom in after flipping it around again. Oh, yeah. So that's why you lose resolution. Okay. That doesn't happen right now anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
That's what you already said very eloquently. I just thought I'll say it again.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, I'm tuning in late. Is there a video guide on how to get started with 2.1? I'm curious exactly what you mean by that, because starting with 2.1 is actually very similar to starting with 2.0. So if you could be more specific, I'm happy to answer. But
I'm going to interpret the question as meaning just how do you get started?
How do you get started?
Yes.
By opening Videosync and dragging in some devices.
There's some cool tutorials that you made, also by what was it again?
Oh, there's a video by Seat to Stage, and Sidebrain released one recently.
Yes.
Yeah, there will be more in the future, and we'll be working on some more tutorials ourselves as well.
So yeah, future. Here we go. Videosync, create visuals with Ableton Live by Seat to Stage. This is a really nice video.
Can recommend.
Yeah. And Sidebrain. Yeah, another one. Also great.
Definitely check those out if you haven't already.
Yeah.
I'll go to the next question. I never used 2.0. Well, then definitely watch one of those two videos that Tarik just showed. They're worth a watch. And
also on our Showsync channel, we got a bunch of videos as well.
Yeah, we have a playlist.
Oh yeah, and previous creative sessions. Like you can also watch this video later on. I saw somebody ask a question in the chat. Mm-hmm. So here's also previous thingies that we did.
Bunch of live streams and a playlist with some like here in Learn Videosync. It's a bit outdated, those videos. We'll get to that. All this stuff is very time consuming.
Yes, yeah. These videos are for the 1.x versions of Videosync, which are still somewhat educational, but all our plugins look differently and some things work differently. So use at your own risk.
Yeah. What did Tarik use on ADE event mainly?
Oh yes, what did I use? A whole bunch of Videosync, a bunch of color swap, a whole bunch of feedback as well. And what else? I know. I was really going wild and didn't quite know what I was doing at many points. I'm not just saying that. I actually didn't know. Why I specifically would know in this case is because I kept on dragging new devices into tracks until I saw something that was great, and then I quickly MIDI mapped it to a controller that I had, and then I would forget exactly which slider was connected to what, etc. But after initially more of a panicked state of mind, I at some point started enjoying it. And just tried doing stuff until something nice would come out, and then maybe add yet another color changing device on top of it. So it was a lot of very, very well improvised material, which if I come back to ADE, maybe next time I want to be a little bit less totally improvised, but it was also fun.
Will the instruments behave properly in an instrument rack? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's the short question. Though, make sure to take into account the stacking order of the different layers. And how to configure that with a properties device by putting a properties on every chain that you use a video instrument on. And then if you set the blend mode to alpha, then the most bottom chain is the top layer. So the most top chain is the bottom layer, and the most bottom chain is the top layer.
Yes.
You can rewind that if that was a bit weird, but sort of things are upside down. But that's because the lower index number on it's with tracks, it's the same, right? Track number 1 is always the lowest layer, the lowest index number. But so right now in session view, but if you go to arrangement view, then track 1 is at the top of the screen, but it's still the lowest layer because it's the lowest index number. So, and in that sense, the stacking order is the same in arrangement view as it is in a rack. The most top chain is the lowest layer.
Oh yeah, right. Indeed, I see what you're saying.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like I said, you can rewind it.
So first you have this here in your chain or in arrangement view, and then this comes on top of that, and this comes on top of that, and this comes on top of that, and that's exactly how it also works within the instrument rack or the rack. Yeah.
But only if you set a properties device on each track and then set the blend mode to alpha. That's how you create the...
Yeah, it also works like that without the properties device, but then they just get all added on top of each other. Yeah. So then the order just doesn't matter. But actually it works like that, whatever the case.
Yeah. No, but I realize that this can be a little bit confusing if you're not too familiar with blend modes, and everything just becomes white when you play it at the same time.
Yeah.
But that's because of the standard or default additive blend mode. So yeah. We have a video on blending as well in that playlist that we showed earlier. It might be worth checking out, because then I talk about it in more detail. Any plans to implement some AI plugins for video generation? I'm not sure if we have any concrete plans about that.
No, we don't. Just hasn't really deeply crossed our minds right now. I mean, AI is everywhere, and it's also everywhere in my life as well. I'm using it for programming and everything, but I haven't yet actually explored the generative side of it. Maybe at some point in the future, but it really would need to feel right. Like, this is how we can use AI in a way that feels properly video sync, rather than here's a prompt and some bunny starts hopping around in a bra or whatever. It needs to be, So I guess that's maybe at some point an idea will click into place.
For creating videos to record a live feed and sync up beats from Videosync supports NDI inputs. No, not specifically NDI inputs, but there is another free application that you can use to receive NDI, which is basically video over a network, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know. And then turn it into a siphon or a spout stream that you can then receive in Videosync again. So you can directly receive it in Videosync because it doesn't know about NDI, but you can use an application in between to do that for you.
Yeah, and then just for the record, Siphon, you can also, the external in takes devices like webcams, but also here you have the video from, and here you can see they can get this Touch Designer inputs. Let's solo here. Look, there it is, Touch Designer from the external in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you can already use AI to generate shaders, and then you can just throw, just to go back, because I'm already back in the chat, sorry. You can already fool around with ChatGPT, for example, or any one of those, Claude, to work on ISF shaders, and then throw them right into ISF shader, our nice device there. And
Yes. I actually don't know which one it was. Was this one?
That's a lot of can of worms.
Yes.
Bunny. Oh yeah, this you did with
let's turn off the
AI, right?
Yes, exactly. There you go, Vampire Bunny. Exactly. Yes. And here's the bunny parameter. Yes. So let's make
you
it
might
bigger.
have to share that now.
Yes, actually, yes. I can. This can actually be officially shared in the forum. Yeah, exactly. Go visit our forum. We'll share the bunny shader. This is a thing that I completely vibe coded. I have no idea what is in this file, even though we can look at the file right now. Hello. So this is what the file looks like. I never touched any of this code, but that altogether creates a bunny. So that's indeed was vibe coded. Vibe coding, by the way, is coding without coding, just telling AI what to code. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, there is some AI already present even in my own creations here, right here.
Yeah. And of course, if the AI makes any mistakes and you throw it into ISF shader, it will also, the device will tell you if there are any errors with the shader that you can then feed back to the AI you're working with. So
yeah, exactly. Let's make a deliberate mistake here. G.
In case you don't know how to fix it, then yeah, there you go. You have this error.
And then, so you see the error also appear over here. So what you can then do is I do Shift click. I collect all of these. Command C to copy, and then let's go to Sublime. Here, poof. We see this. So basically, if you're going to be vibe coding your own shader and you get these errors, you'll receive the error immediately. You can copy paste and give it back to your chat thingy, back to your LLM, so it can see exactly what went wrong and improve based on that. So you can iterate quite quickly in that way.
Yeah. Let's see. So you didn't use envelope follower at all at ADE? Going back to that.
Oh wait, thanks. Actually, I did. I used the envelope follower towards the second half of the event and had a lot of fun with that. I also had the gain of the envelope follower under a slider, so I could define when sometimes I would want the visuals to respond to the audio, and sometimes I would want it to only subtly respond or to completely not respond. So I could just define, that in real time.
Another question. Trying typo visuals.
By the way, cool that you were there at AD. That's great. I love having getting acknowledgments for that. Yeah,
there are some videos of it on Instagram. No.
Oh right, yeah, indeed.
Yeah. I can look it up in a moment if anyone is interested. Why does the zoom in transform turn unsharp on large image? I work around it with DaVinci Resolve Zoom for sharp zooms. Maybe dumb question. Yeah, that's because everything is it's destructive zooming. So the resolution of Videosync, that's the resolution we're working at. So if you zoom in on that, there's just less pixels to zoom in on. So that's really it.
Yeah, you could imagine. If you would want to prevent this, you can of course run all of Videosync on a much higher resolution, and you get way less degradation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some ideas in the back of my mind on maybe how to make this work more nicely in the future. But yeah, this is currently how things stand in the Videosync world.
Yeah. Can Videosync envelopes be CC MIDI mapped and used with the MIDI controller in real time? Yes. Yep, like any of those devices just work exactly the same with Videosync as they would with any other device.
Yeah, indeed. Many times people think when they just first hear Videosync that it would be a way to visualize sounds, and it very explicitly isn't. We have no sound analysis or whatever, but that is the fun with Ableton Live. You can link all these things together in any way that you want. So it is up to you to create your own audiovisual links, because that is part of the artistic process. It's like, how do you want them to relate? Not like, how are they supposed to relate? There's no right answer to that question.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll just share a link in the chat. There you go. An Instagram post of some stuff that happened at ADE where Tarik was part of.
Cool.
Amsterdam dance event, by the way, in case nobody knows what ADE means. It would be neat to be able to automate visual playback speed, and in particular reverse them and then link them to audio with an envelope follower or something. Any plans for this? Yeah, ideas, plans, future talk. Can't really say much about this at this point, but there's a long wish list of things we would like to implement, but can't say when it will be, when the time is right.
Yeah.
But thanks for asking about it nonetheless. All right, great show, by the way, Tarik. You did well.
Nice.
All right. So far, no more questions. Just give you guys a little bit longer in case there's anything else you want to ask. But otherwise, I think we're gonna wrap this up in a bit. We gotta go see about that bunny shader. Share that on the forum or on the Discord. If anybody doesn't know, we have a Discord channel. Would be happy to see you there and see whatever you're working on. You're welcome to share any links to your work, your videos there with the community or with us. We all keep an eye on the Discord as well, although it's a bit more of a community thing. If you need more proper support with anything, then the forum is the ideal place for that, or just emailing us. Also, if you would like to at some point maybe test newer upcoming versions of our software, you can also sign up on our forum for that. We have like a topic where you can let it be known that you would like to join the testing community, and then we can give you access to the private forum. Just with, yeah, that's where we share our alpha releases, just so people can test them and let, give us some feedback here and there. But we're always happy to have more testers. Let me see if I can find a link for that as well that I can quickly share. There you go. If you would like to join the testing community, feel free to make an account on the forum and just post something in that topic. And then we'll get back to you.
What's the pipeline for the future? That's always this tricky question, because there's a whole bunch of things that we are thinking of, that we are doing, that we have like in pre-production, semi-working. But the moment you're gonna declare we're gonna release this thing soon, then you're kind of like making a promise, and you don't want to disappoint people either. So that's why we're always kind of careful in saying these things. Yeah, no, that's actually the main thing I can't say about it.
Yeah, no, I would say there's so many things that are like 70% done, but it's, or 80%, and then it's like the last 20 that are the most time consuming.
The important thing is to know that we are very much excited and focused on that future. And also myself, since I am very much a user of Videosync, I also really have a desire for it to become better and do more things that I can use in more events and whatnot.
Yeah, don't forget about the bug. Well, it's recorded. It's in the live stream. You can rewatch the live stream.
I already forgot about the bug, but yes.
No. I'll post it on your feed.
Yeah, cool.
Everybody, you can just rewatch this stream as many times as you want. I think we're going to close it up for now. Tarik, thanks for your time. Thanks for your demonstrations and explanations. Thanks for the bunny. And thanks everyone for watching.
Well. Mm-hmm.
What did you say? Sorry?
That the bunny thanks you as well.
The bunny thanks us as well. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining. We'd love to see you next time. We'll probably do another creative session sometime in the near future. And so we'll be back. Yes? All right, everyone. Thanks. And see you next time.
See you next time.
Wow.